The people of Venezuela, exercising their powers of creation and invoking the protection of God, the historic example of our liberator Simon Bolivar, and the heroism and the sacrifice of our Aboriginal ancestors, and the forerunners and founders of a free and sovereign nation, to the supreme end of reshaping the Republic to establish a democratic, participatory, and self reliant, multi ethnic, and multicultural society in a just, federal, and decentralized state that embodies the values of freedom, independence, peace, solidarity, the common good, the nation's territorial integrity, comity, and the rule of law for this and future generations, guarantees the right to life, work, learning, education, social justice, and equality without discrimination or subordination of any kind, promotes peaceful cooperation among nations, and furthers and strengthens Latin American integration in accordance with the principle of non-intervention and national self-determination of the people, the universal and indivisible guarantee of human rights, the democratization of imitational society, nuclear disarmament, ecological balance, and the environmental resources as the common and inalienable heritage of humanity, exercising their innate power through their representatives, comprising the National Constituent Assembly, by their freely cast vote and in a democratic referendum, hereby ordain the following Constitution. Title I, The Fundamental Principles. Article 1. The Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela is irrevocably free and independent, basing its moral property and values of freedom, equality, justice, and international peace on the doctrine of Simón Bolívar, the liberator. Independence, liberty, sovereignty, immunity, territorial integrity, and national self-determination are unreconcilable rights of the nation. Article 2. Venezuela constitutes itself as a democratic and social state of law and justice, which holds as superior values of its legal order and actions those of life, liberty, justice, equality, solidarity, democracy, social responsibility, and, in general, the preeminence of human rights, ethics, and political pluralism. Article 3. The essential purposes of the state are the protection and development of the individual and respect for the dignity of the individual, the democratic exercise of the will of the people, the building of a just and peaceful, loving society, the furtherance of the prosperity and welfare of the people, and the guaranteeing of the fulfillment of the principles, rights, and duties established in this Constitution. Education and work are the fundamental processes for guaranteeing these purposes. Article 4. The Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela is a decentralized federal state on the terms set forth in this Constitution, governed by the principles of territorial integrity, cooperation, solidarity, attendance, and shared responsibility. Article 5. Sovereignty resides untransferable in the people, who exercise it directly in the manner provided for in this Constitution and in the law, and indirectly by suffrage through the organs exercising public power. The organs of the state emanate from and are subject to the sovereignty of the people. Article 6. The government of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela and of the political organs comprising the same is and shall always be democratic, participatory, elective, decentralized, alternative, responsible, and pluralist, with revocable mandates. Article 7. The Constitution is the supreme law and foundation of the legal order. All persons and organs exercising public power are subject to this Constitution. Article 8. The national flag, with its yellow, blue, and red stripes, the national anthem, Gloria al Bravo Pueblo, or Glory to the Brave People, and the coat of arms of the Republic are symbols of the native land. Law shall regulate their characteristics, meaning, and use. Article 9. Spanish is the official language. The use of native languages also has official status for native peoples and must be respected throughout the territory of the Republic, as constituting part of the cultural heritage of the national and the humanity history. Chapter 1. General Provisions. Article 19. The state shall guarantee to every individual, in accordance with the progressive principle and without discrimination of any kind, no renounceable, indivisible, and interdependent enjoyment and exercise of human rights. Respect for and the guaranteeing of these rights is obligatory for the organs of public power in accordance with the Constitution, the human rights treaties signed and ratified by the Republic, and any law developing the same. Article 20. Everyone has the right to the free development of his or her own personality, subject only to the limitations deriving from the rights of others and public and social order. Article 21. All persons are equal before the law and, consequently, 1. No discrimination based on race, sex, creed, or social standing shall be permitted, nor in general any discrimination with the intent or effect of nullifying or encroaching upon the recognition, enjoyment, or exercise on equal terms of the rights and liberties of every individual. 2. The law shall guarantee legal and administrative conditions such as to make equality before the law a real and effective manner, shall adopt affirmative measures for the benefit of any group that is discriminated against, marginalized, or are vulnerable. They shall protect in particular those persons who, because of any of the aforementioned circumstances, are in a manifestly weak position, and shall punish those who abuse or mistreat such persons. 3. People will only be officially addressed as citizens, except for diplomatic forms. 4. No titles of nobility or hereditary distinctions shall be recognized. Article 22. The recitation of rights and guarantees contained in this Constitution and in international instruments concerning human rights are not to be understood as negating other inherent to individuals, not expressly mentioned in such recitation. The absence of a law regulating these rights shall not adversely affect the exercise thereof. Article 23. The treaties, pacts, and conventions relating human rights which have been executed and ratified by Venezuela have a constitutional rank and prevail over internal legislation insofar as they contain provisions concerning the enjoyment and exercise of such rights that are more favorable than those established by this Constitution and the laws of the Republic, and shall be immediately and directly applied by the courts and other organs of the public power. Article 24. No legislative provision shall have a retroactive effect, except where it imposes a lesser penalty. Procedural laws shall apply from the moment they go into effect, even to proceedings already in progress. However, in criminal proceedings, evidence already admitted shall be weighted in accordance with the law that were in effect when the evidence was admitted, insofar as this benefits the defendant. When there are doubts as to the rule of law that is to be applied, the most beneficial to the defendant will prevail. Article 25. Any act on the part of the public power that violates or encroaches upon the rights guaranteed by the Constitution and by law is null and void. and the public employees ordering or implementing the same shall incur criminal, civil, and administrative liability as applicable in each case, with no defense on grounds of having followed the orders of a superior. Article 26. Everyone has the right to access the organs comprising the justice system for the purpose of enforcing his or her rights and interests, including those of a collective or diffuse nature, to the effective protection of the aforementioned and to obtain the corresponding prompt decision. The state guarantees justice that is free of charge, accessible, impartial, suitable, transparent, autonomous, independent, responsible, equitable, and expeditious, without undue delay, superfluous formalities, or useless reinstating. Everyone has the right to be protected by the courts in the enjoyment and exercise of constitutional rights and guarantees, including even those inherent individual rights not expressly mentioned in this Constitution or in international instruments concerning human rights. Proceedings on a claim for constitutional protection shall be oral, public, brief, free of charge, and unencumbered by formalities, and the competent judge shall have the power to restore immediately the legal situation infringed upon or the closest possible equivalent thereto. All time shall be available for the holding of such proceedings, and the court shall give constitutional claims priority over any other matter. The action for the protection of liberty or safety may be exercised by any person, and the physical custody of the person of the detainee shall be transferred immediately to the court without delay. The exercise of this right shall not be affected in any way by the declaration of a state of expectation or restriction of constitutional guarantees.